Well, good morning. Thursday here on the Bluff, and glad you joined us this morning. And I tell you what, I'm going to start out this morning, and you guys are absolutely killing me. I try to teach you to listen fast, and you don't listen near fast enough. And so we're going to go ahead and go on today, but we're going to go back and pick up for what I didn't have time for yesterday, and that was that last thing in dealing with the church in Pergamum, because he said, after he'd said all these things about what they had done good and that they had held on through everything, and in verse 17 he said something, and a lot of people have wondered about this, so let me just give you a little insight in it. In verse 17 of chapter 2, he said, "Whoever has ears, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. To the one who's victorious," now the ones who do what I tell them to do, "I will give two things." He said, "I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will also give that person a white stone with a new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it." Well, the first thing you have to ask is what is the significance of hidden manna, and what is a significance of a white stone? Well, very basically, the hidden manna is just the sufficiency of God, the provision. You remember, He gave the manna every day. And He says, no matter what happens to you, you stick with me. And no matter what they offer you, what kind of foods they offer you, what kind of goodies they give to entice you, you stick with me, and I'm going to give you the hidden manna. And you'll have all you need for every day that you have. And so He says, just stick with me, and I'm going to give that manna that was hidden, like it was put away in the vessel and put in the Ark of the Covenant. He said, I'll give you that hidden manna. But then the other thing He uses is a white stone. What does He mean by a white stone? Well, it could have meant a lot of different things, because the white stone in that day, it doesn't mean anything to us, but it meant a lot to them. And it could have been a stone of judgment. A white stone and black stone were used to indicate judgment in a court of law back then. When a judge would render his verdict, he'd place a stone in a container, and at the appropriate time, when it was time, he would roll out that stone, and that would be his judgment. And if it was a black stone, it indicated guilt. And if it was a white stone, then it indicated that he had given a judgment of innocence. And so the Lord may be telling people that they may be blackballed by the world, but they're innocent in His eyes. And He had taken all the black stones and washed them away in the blood of the Lamb. The white stones also were used to signify citizenship. It was almost like a statement of citizenship. White stone was often given to people who had proven their allegiance to a particular city. And white stones were used as symbols of victory. They were given to those who had won a victory in one of the games that they might have been playing during that day, kind of like a trophy. The white stone was used as a trophy, and then they were also used as a reward for a gladiator. He would often be given a white stone and the initials SP, which stood for Spectatus, not Spartacus, but Spectatus. But what it meant was his valor had been proven beyond all doubt. So the Lord may be saying, I'll give you a white stone to honor those who take a stand for Him. The white stones were also a symbol of friendships. You take the heart and you have a jeweler to break the heart, and you have one given to one person and one to another. It symbolizes that when you're together, you remain whole together in your friendship. Often two friends would break a white stone, and they would etch their names in the opposite halves of that stone. And when they met, even after a lot of years, they could place those halves of the stones together and signify their lasting relationship. So in a way, it could correspond to a relationship with the Lord. And then the other way that it could have meaning is the white stones were used to gain access into a party or an event. Sometimes when a wealthy person would throw a party, they would give their invited guest a white stone, and when it came time for the celebration, the person who presented that stone might be granted access to the banquet. We've got a banquet we're being invited to the marriage supper of the Lamb, and we're going to look at that later on in Revelation 19. But that could be what he is talking about there. But the thing that I like about that whole thing is, no matter what it is, he says it's going to have a name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. Now, Dick, tell us, what is that name? Did you not hear me? A new name written on it, known only to the one who receives it. Now, why would I know something that only the one whose name is written on it knows it? But I tell you this, if I had to hazard a guess, somewhere in that name written on that stone that has a new name written on it that only the one who receives it, I think it is some form of the word mine. Because I know this, when it's all said and done, my name's written in the Lamb's Book of Life. And if there's any other name, any other word close to my name in the Book of Life, it's mine. Not mine, Dick Sisk, but mine, the Lord Jesus Christ. When he paid for me on Calvary, he said, you are mine for eternity. And when I said, okay, I got a new name. I haven't seen it yet. Don't know what it's going to be, but I know it's going to be something close to mine. You belong to me. Take that with you today, and we'll skip a day here, and we've covered one letter in 2 days. But I think that's enough today. If I don't even want to get into Thyatira, because we won't have time to finish it. Let's just pick that up tomorrow, and then we'll get the other one that I'm prepared to do. We'll get that next Monday, okay, if I'm back. Remember, keep praying for that. Talk to you later. Have a great, great day today.